Donald Trump with Bill Gates. So yesterday, Donald and Melania Trump had an interesting dinner with Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg announced $600 million in investment into the United States, so that's nice. But Donald Trump and Bill Gates were talking about gene editing and the success of Operation Warp Speed, and talking about Bill Gates' contribution to the Trump administration. Yeah, that's happening. Let's take a look at this picture. This should be all you need to know. So here's President Trump at dinner with Melania Trump, and wouldn't you know it, there's Bill Gates. Hey, have a look at that. There it is. There it is. Of course, here we go is an image that's pulled back a little so you can see all three of them cozying up at dinner. So I don't know about you, I don't think I'm very happy with Donald Trump meeting with Bill Gates and discussing all kinds of gene editing. I think that might be a clear and present danger to the people of the United States of America. Wonder what the good people of India think about Bill Gates. But yeah, this is definitely not something I wanted to see. Everybody should be concerned about this. Everyone. You guys are gonna love this bullshit. So everybody knows BlackRock, right? The company BlackRock.
Yeah, if I lie to you, the conservatives are happy. What they saw at the White House is extremely disturbing to them. Taking a look at Laura, I can't believe Zuckerberg deplatformed Trump, a sitting US president, the greatest president ever in 2021, and now in 2025, Zuckerberg is sitting next to that same president he called a threat to our nation, and he is having dinner looking like a robot in the Trump White House. She's not the only one. I've seen a lot of people putting out tweets like this. Someone said something has gone wrong, very wrong tonight at the White House. On the left, sitting next to Trump is Bill Gates. On the right, sitting next to Trump is Mark Zuckerberg. Bring back Elon Musk and Donald Trump. From the information I got, Elon Musk was invited, but he sent a representative. He didn't go. It is important. I posted this video a few hours ago for people who never saw. This is just about the elite.
The World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab just said, and I think it was Klaus Schwab, not Larry Fink, the Blackstone guy, or BlackRock, who's now the interim president or whatever.
Thank God.
So everybody knows BlackRock, right? The company BlackRock that's everybody in America. They're going to be buying utility companies now. That's right, utility companies. They've already purchased an electric company up in Minnesota. They have plans to invest hundreds of billions of dollars into the utility market here in the United States so you can watch your electricity and gas bills go up to nosebleed levels. So let's take a look at this, what BlackRock is going to be giving us for now. Because you will be seeing double the prices for utilities coming up, even on top of what you've seen so far, because these fuckbags are going to make sure that happens. So BlackRock is proposing a $6.2 billion acquisition of Alite Incorporated, the parent company of Minnesota Power, which is a regulated utility electric company serving 150,000 people. That's where it begins. Oh, but there's more. BlackRock acquired GIP, which is the Global Infrastructure Partner, which manages $100 billion of American infrastructure assets, including energy and utility-related investments. That $100 billion that BlackRock just spent is part of a larger $170 billion asset management acquisition, specifically for electric companies throughout the United States. And guess what they're championing by doing this? That's right, renewable energy for your electric grid. That's right, renewable energy only, yeah. On top of that, BlackRock is putting money into AI systems to run these plants through AI means as well. So let's take a look at what the head of BlackRock said about companies that they acquire. Let's take a look together as a family. Now remember, BlackRock owns most companies in America, or at least controls them. So let's take a look. Yes. Behaviors are going to have to change. We're asking companies to force behaviors. At BlackRock, we are forcing behaviors. If you don't force behaviors, whether it's gender or race, you're going to be impacted, says Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock. And they basically own every company in America that's a major corporation. And if you want to know why everything's gone woke, that's because the head of BlackRock says if you don't, you'll be negatively impacted. So the CEO of BlackRock is saying that the behavior of people here in America need to be forced into changing to be woke, basically. And that same conglomerate is buying your utility companies now. And guess what? They're going to make everything green, renewable energy. And guess what's going to happen to your bill? You're going to be banged out financially, taking back shots for the rest of your life. That's what it is.
Yes, you might be looking at what he said on this video like this is not factual. I did research to actually understand what was going on. BlackRock, through its subsidiary Global Infrastructure Partners, has proposed acquiring Minnesota Power for $6.2 billion, while another firm, Blackstone, is pursuing a utility in New Mexico and Texas, signaling a growing interest by private equity in U.S. utility companies driven by rising electricity demands from AI data centers. Consumers advocate and environmental groups worry this could lead to higher electricity rate and reduced reliability for customers, as private equity firms often prioritize profit over public interest, potentially weakening utilities, financial stability, and slowing transition to renewable energy. However, BlackRock and its partners argue these deals provide essential capital for infrastructure upgrade to meet clean energy goals, though critics argue this. So you will see exactly what is going on. There is a paragraph I saw at the end of this article. First, take a look at what Joe Rogan said on this video.
The World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab just said, and I think it was Klaus Schwab, not Larry Fink, the Blackstone guy, or BlackRock, who's now the interim president or whatever.
Thank God.
Thank God. Someone who understands the issues. But Klaus Schwab is basically like, I believe we're heading towards stakeholder capitalism.
Yeah.
Which is people, private individuals that have it's a public-private partnership where you have guys like Bill Gates, Elon, Bezos, whoever, people at that level that have a large stake in a public-private partnership that's running society.
Yeah.
And I think that scares people a little bit, or it's a curiosity because you start going, and it's always kind of been the case. I mean, JP Morgan bailed the federal government out years ago. Like, these guys have always had a ton of power, but with tech, the level of power in terms of surveillance and data mining and the power over your life has never been as Orwellian as it is now. And it, even with AI and all of these models, it's even going to get more intrusive.
Yeah.
So I think it's not only these great fortunes, but it's their capability to literally be gods, to literally know what you're thinking, what you fear, what you want, your desires, all of these things, having all your data, knowing everything you do, knowing how fast your heart is beating. You know, all these wearable things that you have that are transmitting frequencies to, you know, someplace where all of your health data is being stored. That's what bothers a lot of people.
Yes, this is frightening. Someone replying to this video in the quest to become gods, they are trying to achieve this on the backs of people's lost in a sick and seemingly hopeless war. It's another repeat of history as the last shimmer of hope fed the masses stop working and start fighting, and the idiot trying to be God find out that is inevitable. That is the truth. When I look at what these people are doing, it's frightening at a certain point. I was watching a clip just the other day. This is not actually in relation to what they said on this video, where this president, China president, Ro Shaan, this North Korean man, they were actually talking about how they want to live forever, how they are struggling to be 150 years because of science development. A lot of people reacted to that video. I was frightened, like, what is going on? You can't cheat God. That is just what I can say to some of these people.
But with tech, the level of power in terms of surveillance and data mining and the power over your life has never been as Orwellian as it is now. And even with AI and all of these models, it's even going to get more intrusive. Yeah. So I think it's not only these great fortunes, but it's their capability to literally be gods, to literally know what you're thinking, what you fear, what you want, your desires, all of these things, having all your data, knowing everything you do, knowing how fast your heart is beating. You know, all these wearable things that you have that are transmitting frequencies to, you know, someplace where all of your health data is being stored. That's what bothers a lot of people. It's what bothers people about this Palantir thing. Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday. Yeah. The Palantir thing is very odd.
The only party that plays by the rules anymore. We've got to stand up and fight.
Is probably the hardest place to vote in the country. Maine.
In minds, limitations.
So many rules.
My choices are mine. Making this easy. People line up for my advice. Mm-hmm. And you're walking away like I'm stupid. Line up for my advice. Mm-hmm.
Going to lionize.
Why? Marriage, infertility.
How hard it is to live in the White House.
Post this morning alleging that since I said I will prevail.
It also shouldn't be racial. Called conflict resolution.
Again, the evidence is still coming in.
This is definitely a self-defense case because it always is one until you...
Registration Act is
talking about
term, and you will be very...
Once again, the field was littered with Winter does.
And black people don't want to live around ratchet black.
How bad is his reputation going to be?
It's bad.
You need to connect the dots.
Going to carry a level of weight.
Position.
Or a rant.